All right, bonus points for whoever can tell me which country is currently up on screen. Anyone want to take a guess? India. Yes, very good. Okay, so whoever said India after the session, come up and grab a sticker. Okay, so we'll give people a second chance, although this isn't for stickers. Anybody want to take a guess at? Come on. I can't get to the first layer here where it's playing. Ah, there we go. Anyone want to take a guess at which country this is? Very good. You guys are 2 for 1 now. Okay, so welcome to the NightHacking Gear Revealed presentation. What I am going to, by the way, I'm not live streaming, so don't run out of the room if you're camera shy. What I'm going to show you is some of the gear and technology which I use on my worldwide tours. So I'm a Java technology evangelist for Oracle, and part of what I started doing when I joined the team was, rather than just flying around in airports and planes, you'd be surprised at how similar airports look across the world. They all look exactly the same. It's really boring. Train stations, all that stuff. I decided it'd be much cooler to actually go around on a motorcycle and see some of the world while visiting user groups. So I do a lot of interviews with different folks. This is the landing page, which you can see the video for some of the ORDev sessions, which I was doing recently. That was quite a lot of fun, hanging out there in Malmo and interviewing folks. I'm going to be doing interviews downstairs at Devox, and I did a worldwide tour, actually a couple of them recently. This was the second one that I did in the Nordic region. So I started in Iceland, went over to Finland, Sweden, got some time on snowmobiles out on the Arctic frozen lakes. That was cool. More recently, I did a tour through other parts of Europe on the NightHacking Java 8 tour. And this covered quite a lot of user groups. I was basically away from home for 2 months. I think by the end, my kids didn't recognize me except for my own videos, which, okay, so I'm a slight failure as a dad. Even if I excel at technology, possibly not the best parenting model. But I do some kids workshops, which I'll show you in a minute. JavaLand's a pretty cool conference. That was one of the conferences which they just started last year in Germany. Highly recommend it. And you can see all the user groups in different events. Makerland just started a new set of conferences in the US after their success over there. And all of this was via motorcycle riding around Europe on a tour route, something like this. Basically different night at different hotels, staying in different cities, completely crazy stuff. Something else I've been playing around with is actually doing some of this stuff out of my house. So you can see this obviously is a composite picture. I didn't actually have Brian in a giant picture window behind me. But what we did for this was, I had Stuart and Angela with me in person, and we were running a lab online. So we have these NightHacking labs we run about bi-monthly. And the screen on the left was what we were using, and we were using this camera here. This is also my portable rig for getting around. So the nice thing about this guy is it's a normal DSLR camera, which means I can get in and out of like weird places like China, India, places where having a big, large video camera would be prohibitive to actually not being stopped by customs, and do cool interviews. So this is us having some good beer, hanging out. So you're probably wondering, so on the earlier picture, it actually showed my location if you were really observant. This is one of the places I was traveling. Anyone want to take a guess where in the world? California 1. Not California. California 1, no, the road. California 1. Yeah, the road from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Okay, yeah. So it's not Route 1 in California. Anyone want to take a guess at which country? Oh, okay, not Croatia, although maybe I should go to Croatia if it's that nice there. Okay, that was actually Spain near Santander. So that was really cool. I got invited up there by the local user group to speak. Jose Pereda arranged something at one of their famous monuments. So we got to do a jug session in what looked more like a parliament building, which was pretty cool. And my location is being tracked constantly. So you can actually go to my website, either steveonjava or nighthacking.com, and you can find out where I am at any minute. Not to the detail of knowing which room in my house I am, but pretty close. So this is geolocation, which I'm using. So I have a client installed on my phone, which is constantly broadcasting my information. This is the opposite of data protection. And I am showing my location using JavaFX on Android. So I have here a tablet device. This is running Android, and it's running an application that Johan Voss put together called Where's Duke? So, sorry for not having a cameraman here to help out with this, but if you strain your vision, you can see a beautiful map here showing almost the same picture that was up there before of Brussels and Belgium. And so either using the Android or the web client I was showing earlier, you can actually get my geolocation. And this is made possible by the stuff Johan Voss, who's one of the DevOps program committee members, and was earlier released by the JavaFX team. If you see Thomas Brandelik around the conference, say hi to him because he's actually one of the guys who made this happen. And you can now run JavaFX plus Java on Android and on iOS for a cross-platform solution. And of course on desktop, where it's always worked really nicely. So besides having cool technology, you also need geek toys, right? So I have a couple cases here, a couple very large cases, and this is how I get my lab equipment around to different continents. So the trick with this is, since I usually drop in on a plane to start with, it has to be perfectly sized to fit on a plane, be something I can drag around with me, be under 23 to 32 kilos, depending upon what my allowance is for the airline. And then this case has all the hardware. Oh, you guys probably can't see it, but we have a solution for this. We have technology to help us out. Here we go. Now we have a camera. I should have done this earlier for the tablet too. That would have been really smart. See, who needs an overpriced camera guy? So basically when I'm on the road, I am my own camera guy and technician and demo expert, which forces you to be a little bit disciplined about getting stuff done really quickly. So I have Raspberry Pi kits, screens, flexible keyboards, and this box. Okay, and box number 2. Now this one, good thing the table didn't collapse. This one's even more fun. Guess what this guy has in him? Anyone at the workshop earlier for DevOps for Kids? Yeah, so I think I heard in the back, this is Lego Mindstorms equipment, packed up so it will precisely fit on a case. Okay, nobody's dead yet. All right, so there's the equipment. Okay, and you can see lots of Lego cases. All the sensors are packed up in nice little drawers as well. And there's this fits 9 complete Lego kits for big and little kids to work with. Okay, I think that'll stay in place. So I use this both with big kids. This was a photo of me in Greece with at JCrete, which is a really cool unconference, highly recommended. Heinz Kabutz, who was downstairs earlier, I don't know if he made it up here, is the guy who runs the conference together with some great unvolunteers. And they were big kids doing Legos and also really little ones. So I help out DevOps for Kids with workshops. And this is great for taking the workshops and letting kids hack on little Lego projects using Java on it. Oh, and this is my daughter who is helping out with a workshop. Can anyone guess what she used to create the little window frame you can see here? Yeah, okay, very good. Sticker. For whoever got it right. Breadboards. So breadboards have little attachment edges on the edge. So she got bored during the workshop like other kids. Other kids ran around with the Legos and made little swords out of it, but she made breadboard weapons. Okay, and last I want to talk a little bit about wearable prototyping. So I've also been working on things which I can use on the go to be able to do hacking and technology. And one of the things which I think is a shame in our modern era is nobody really cares about hacking on phones or tablets. As devices, they've really gone out of fashion. So what I have here are some prototypes of things which I've been working on, building on 3D printers. Raspberry Pi or Odroid W is a good wearable alternative to it, are really good platforms for building things. I've been using the Ultimaker as a 3D printer to manufacture prototypes, which is a nice open source printer, very reliable, not that cheap, unfortunately. And one of my first little projects, which you guys are the first ones I'm sharing it with, is the Hacker Sphere. It looks kind of like the Death Star, but it's slightly, well, more useful for hackers, hopefully. So the idea is to construct a wearable keyboard in kind of a convenient sphere format, where you could type using half QWERTY on a keyboard, and then have your mobile device in the other hand, and actually do real data entry into a small tablet or embedded device, something which nobody seems to care about except for us weird geeks. This was version 2 of the prototype, so I did a concave service and printed it in black, so it does actually look like the Death Star now. And I'm working on a version 3 prototype because I think the keys are slightly too small together, and also the back edge of the same device. And here is an actual video of the second version printing. So the first version I used the normal supports in Cura. The second one I went for organic supports using the support in Autodesk's mesh software. Can't remember the name. So this is the actual 3D printer downstairs. It's still currently printing for the next about 20 minutes. So if you want to see it finish, hop down in the playground and you can see that version finished printing. And I want to thank you guys very much for attending the Night Hacking Gear Revealed session. So enjoy the DevOps conference.